Hello traders, how are you? Vladimir here, and this is the weekly forecast, 17th of April 2016. Well, last week was ended with interesting moves, and this week, and actually this period, as I mentioned last week as well, should be very interesting period with great opportunities, especially for the long run, set and hold. Great thing. So let's take a look what we are up to this week. The fourth, just remember the fundamental events we have this week, and this is what we have. It starts with actually the first days of the week would be pretty much boring. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy, right? It starts with the Australian bank meetings, yeah, but it's on Tuesday. But the main things actually are going to be on Thursday. We have the European Central Bank cash rate, and we have the policy statement and press conference to come right after that. It's going to be very interesting to hear and to see what Draghi brings this time. He said not once the Central Bank of Europe will have no problems at all to announce any new programs. I don't see them do that anyways for now. It might surprise, of course, but it seems more like he will just say, okay, we're still ready, we're following how it develops, blah 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 blah, all the regular things, and by surprise he could print more money. Now, that could of course affect the things after that. But that's the main event for the coming week. And let's take a look at the charts, how this one look like. Okay, Euro dollar still have the scenario of reaching the 117, the same one we have been talking about not once, the top of this long-term weekly chart range. Okay, it's still doable because this was how it was developed last time, remember? Two huge waves. Now we have one, we might have to complete the second. So we might get something like that on the shorter term, and that's basically what I am looking for, to go for a potential buy. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, go to below this area, get closer to the trend line, approximately exactly like it did the last time, okay, trend line, and boom, a bounce all the way up again. That's still doable, as I said. We just need to keep close attention. Will the euro actually be able to do so? Now, on the short term, we don't have any divergence yet. It looks like a potential bullish hidden, but the 4-hour chart does not provide any divergence to go with that, right? Now, on the short term, it looks like we were after sell. So it could make this, okay, complete two waves, or it could do this first of all, and then drop down, which will bring us to this place where we might be looking again after buys. Now, could the euro suddenly reverse up and create a new top around 117? The answer is yes, but in this case, as for now, I would prefer to leave it alone, simply because there is no bullish divergence to rely on at this stage, right? So it's better not even to try, right? Let it go. If there is no reason to jump in, let it go. In worst case, we will always to look back to June right after that. So my view is look to buy dips, of course, slow pace, because we have to remember what's coming on Thursday. And the other scenario, just rallies, taking us to this area, which after we will switch to heavy sell mode. Now I want to take you back to the Pacifics, okay? New Zealandian dollar, Australian dollar, and so on. Now, these pairs still have room to go. They still could take us for new highs. New Zealand dollar could make it up to 1070, 1072. The Central Bank of New Zealand said not once the higher it will go, we will intervene again. They could make this intervention. They don't want to accept too serious prices. But according to mirror rules, there is more to go before it drops. So the idea was and will remain, as for now, look for potential buys. Now last week we got this bounce, okay, during the week. Go back to the trend line and hold the trend line will make it again an opportunity to jump in, break below, could lead us again to revisit the trend line, the bigger trend line, this one. Okay, revisit this trend line and then rallies it up. So the idea was and will remain the same. Every pullback in two waves should bring us in again for a buy opportunity. Aussie dollar remains same under bullish pressure as for now, even though it starts to develop that bearish divergence. Now, here is the thing with Aussie dollar here. These two big two waves, they should take us higher. Only problem with the pair, we didn't get another good bottom to jump in a buy. So the way it looks right now, this pair is up to 5 waves movement. It looks like a triangle here. It seems like another move right here. Actually, it's going like this. Okay, we had this correction, then okay, which is big wave by itself like this. Now we had this kind of pullback, and we are up to 5th wave, which should be last as well. After that, I do expect some good reversal. Now if we take a look on the shorter term view, that's what we are building here. Okay, so if it managed to continue and do so, this could be a great opportunity to start and to look for potential sales. That could be anywhere, or the zone of 0.78 and even up to 0.80 or even 0.81. That is still doable. This is still great area, and this is still potential, especially if we take a look on the last cycle. It's 61.8 zone is exactly there, slightly above 0.78. Okay, and if we take a look on the first cycle, now I don't take this into consideration because we are slightly breaking it right now. I take it for this place where another wave took us, and again we are next to 0.78. So we are approaching to this area, which from here I believe we will be after sales. Now we had one false break here already. If this one will turn to be another false break, it's a great opportunity to start look for sales. Now it brings me to the correction of these two. Aussie Kiwi, now it was a pretty serious surprise for me the last week, because I was looking for that right here and it suddenly turned into bullish. Now on Friday, pushing it down and pushing it down pretty serious. I still see the continuation for here. The only question remains now, not really open from my point of view, is it going to be one way like this, or is it going to be like this? Two options as for now are potential, but my long-term view did not change. Every pullback would be an opportunity to join for a buy. I believe this pair is going to 116, 118, maybe even slightly higher. So for me, only buys. Now we have this wave, okay? If we get it right here with some bullish divergence developing, that's a good buy opportunity. Now if it doesn't follow it this way, then we will want 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, right here during the week, and then boom, buys right there. Now that's the cross of in between the Pacifics. And one more interesting Pacific on my list is the New Zealand Canadian. I love this pair, and I think it's still providing a sell opportunity. I don't see any scenario the monthly chart completed its correction. So for me, it's again sells. Now, during the week we had some opportunity right here, but on a short term right now, it looks like it's a potential bounce. Now, I don't think this is a big bounce. We have two scenarios from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to this area somewhere, and then continuation. And another scenario, which sounds more than possible to me, is we are now creating a triangle. So something like that. And then we can go and look for sales again. Now drop down to lower time frames. That's where we stand. We had 2 false breaks in a row, one on the top. So this could turn to be a range by itself, or we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and sells as suggested before. I still believe every rally is a sell opportunity for this pair, and didn't change actually. All right. Now let's take a look on another pair, which is pound New Zealandian, another pair I am looking to trade, and I want to remind you the zone we've been talking about for a long time now. This area, this is a monster area of meeting points. This, and this. It's a classical zone followed by bullish divergence to be created, followed by weekly bullish divergence to be created, trend line, triple cycle, Bollinger Band duplication, all the things come together, and it's impossible for this pair, for such levels, to put a finger on something specific, like say, okay, from 201 we're going to bounce. No, it's impossible to do that. So we are in a zone. This zone is an average cycle zone, is around 201, 202, but it could be slightly higher, it could be even slightly lower. That's why look for bullish divergences to occur there, and it might be not enough. That's why look for trend lines to be broken to gain momentum. Okay, so trend line broken, pull back, and that's our time to look for a buy. Got my point? This is the idea here on this scenario, and that's probably the greatest opportunities maybe of the year, or at least next period. If we approach the levels we want, we can expect some monster bounce, and that's basically great opportunities. Same with pound Aussie, which from one side looks like okay, game is coming to the end, but remember, it still could take us slightly lower, even to 178. It is doable, despite of the fact it's hard to believe so. It is still doable. That could be all 178. That could be even slightly lower before. After that, prepare for a serious, very serious bounce. This divergence, once it will take place, we are going for the reversal, and it's going to be heavy, and it's going to be even very heavy. So get ready. Okay, I don't claim it's going to happen now. I do claim it is going to happen very soon. And same with pound Canadian, a pair we've been talking about sometimes in a row. Right now, for this pair, I'm looking again some trend line breakout, reliable one, of course, which we can hold with and rely on. If we do have it, classical. If not, okay, not. We are waiting for the next zone that could be, as mentioned the last time. Okay, we are again somewhere below 180. It could be 178. It could be 175. The previous bottom. This is going to be a monster. Once this monster meets the levels, we are going for few thousands of pips reversal, which could provide really good opportunity. Now you remember the pound Canadian, we've been talking about the annual, in the annual forecast we said not once, not twice, much more, short, and here we are, short, and now I say get ready for the longs. Yeah, I know it sounds right now too early, but it is coming, and it could be 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks or so. It's coming. Once the reversal takes place, it's going to be massive. Okay, let's move forward. The next one on the list is going to be the Euro Pound, which is a bit of mystery, and I admit, because I was looking for that around 080 to 083 zone. It didn't come to this area, which is more than okay, because it came very close to that. Not always the market really reaches the zone we want. And now it kicks for a divergence with an engulfing on a serious call. Now, I would take a bet here and say that even though I was looking for the buys during last week, it didn't provide any great opportunity. It's just breaking through the line. Even if we take a look on the 4-hour chart, two waves were not followed by divergence as for now, right on the trend line. It was broken by that time. Now here where it's come tricky, because I would say right now, and with this pairs everything can happen, especially with the referendum counts. That's why we have to be very accurate with choosing the direction here, and we could get wrong by reading a direction here, of course. But here is the thing: while this top holds, there is not bad chance at all we are after the reversal we wanted long time ago. The divergence is still here between the big highs and tops like the weekly time frame. There is still divergence. Now this is an engulfing. This is pretty serious engulfing. And what makes me think there is a chance for the end of this movement is this. We had one, we had a big one, we have one more. And if this is the scenario, then we should get this and this. It's more than doable. Therefore, as for now, while this top does hold and keep respected, every rallies to come, from my point of view, it will be under bearish pressure. And as for now, I wouldn't even try to buy dips right now, simply because there is no reason. For long run, of course, I mean, because weekly chart does create divergence. And if we do suddenly get new high, great, let it go. There is no reason above this high to try and to gain few more pips from another high to be created. Simply no reason. So, since the break of the trend line and the fact that the two waves I wanted were not completed the way wanted, there is no reason now to keep and try fighting. Right? Makes sense. So if we once we complete it, pullbacks, that should be slightly like around 080 zone. It could be a bit higher, could be slightly lower. 080 would be the area approximately where we will be looking for the next sells, and the next sells could take place and until it mirrors this, so there could be long period of a sell. I want to remind you once again, keep in mind we have Draghi's ECB meetings this Thursday. That could be a game changer. So keep that in mind. Don't force things to happen the way you want before it's really ready for. Dollar Canadian will be my next one, next major. View did not change here. I still see the 126 approximately, then maybe even 124 zone to be reached. Weekly chart, no divergence yet. Even convergence is created right now. So sell rallies sounds like amazing plan, but somehow it does look like there is more to go, and let it go. Okay, if we get two big waves up followed by divergence, it's pretty good for a sell. We have a very nice trend line to follow right now. We have even big trend line to follow right now as protection and as distance decreaser, I would say. Every rally closer to the trend line is an opportunity to look for sells. The pair does not want to rally it. Now here is one more Canadian. You remember how many times we spoke about this pair, right? Now it holds the trend line here exactly like we wanted. If we can get closer to that once again, look for a buy. This is the 4-hour chart. We got 5 waves up, right? If we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, one more push down, it could be really nice opportunity to try and go this long and try to enjoy one more push to the top or even new highs back to 92. So stay long for Canadian and hold it and look to join it if we can get the 2 waves push down. Euro yen, well, this pair from my point of view has no reason for a stop unless Draghi changed the game this week, but of course it's too early to know that. Until then, I keep it very bearish. There is a trend line and it follows it and all looks good. Daily chart doesn't look like it wants to change the game. So in other words, every 2 wave push we will get is opportunity for a sell. As simple as it is. Now it could go like this. It could do the other scenario of that kind of a double bottom here. 2 waves like this and then a crash. We have all the possibilities. 2 waves, sell. That's the plan here until the daily and the weekly chart will start to correlate and create the bottoms. I remain bearish. I believe we are going to 120, 118 and then even lower. And I don't see any reason to change it, to be honest. As for now, pound yen, also was and remain under sell view. I believe there's a chance we can go and cross below 150, to be honest here. So what's the plan? Well, exactly like it was. If we can get two waves like this, if we can get it, we are after sells. Okay, sell rallies. That was and remain the plan. Now we will want the two waves to mirror the previous cycle, so something like that. Once it mirrored itself, like by the angle, right? If that took approximately 50 candles, this one should take approximately 50 candles. Bit higher, bit lower number is of course acceptable, but that's basically the direction we would want. Okay, dollar yen, also same story. If we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, we should continue lower. I don't think the game is over. I still believe 107, 106, maybe even a bit lower is reachable before we complete the divergence in the cycle. So sell rallies was and remain the short-term plan. For investment, well, one more bottom would be more than great to start and collect the buys as investment. Okay. All right. What do we have next? Let's see. Now pound dollar. Pound dollar. I don't have a view, to be honest. I believe we are yet in a ranging zone, and while we hold above this 140, pressure was and remain bullish. I still think this pair would make all the way to 146 and actually even 148. So for me, it is yet bullish. If we can get the second, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, if we can get this, it could turn to be some nice opportunity for a buy. Okay. If we break it down, of course, then you remember the 133, 134 zone we've been talking about long time ago. It could still turn to be relevant. Alright, next one is going to be now gold. Is game over for gold? Well, we still have the scenario of the head and shoulders. Right? So far it followed pretty nice. And I wouldn't change nothing here. Those of you who do have some bearish position running, I don't see any reason to change, especially while the last top does hold. If it does hold, give it a chance. Gold could easily return lower and take us back to the weekly 20 MA, that's slightly below 1200 before it turns bullish again. If it will cross and closes above the daily 20 MA here, changing the slope again, then I would switch probably to look for neutral and maybe buys again. But as for now, it was and remains bearish. There is no reason to go and change. And silver, as suggested last week, if you remember, we had one false break. If we can complete here another false break, so rally and close below, that could be nice opportunity in the short term to try and go for sells before we switch the buys over again. Okay, that's also interesting. Indices, well, nothing changed. Waiting for a good call for this one, of course. Really nothing to deal with. We still could expect it at 2090, 2100. Nothing else I can, and here really nothing changed, so I don't want to waste time to copying that. Now, oil, there is going to be a meeting very likely between the main producers, and technically, just technically, unless there will be some surprise, from my point of view, we are still in this kind of movement. So two waves and a buy was and remain the plan. So if we can get it 1, 2, 3, 4, we go after a buy. Bullish divergence is what required. Mirror to this cycle is required, and if we can get it here by two waves or three waves with bullish divergence, we'll look for a buy. I still think 44, 46 and even 50 more than reachable, and it should take us to there. And that's all basically. That's basically all. Okay, so that's our main opportunities for this week. That's what we go with. Now, once again, would like to thank you very much for your time watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy every week, of course, to create it and share my views. I hope you make money with these trades and you are just satisfied. That's all I can say and wish. Feel free to ask your questions about any pair, leave your comment, leave your feedbacks, share it with everyone who you believe can enjoy from my videos and from these trade setups. And that's all. Thank you once again for your time. I wish you a wonderful week, great trading, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers. Bye for now.